Lions News Fan Report is back to bring you an in-depth analysis of the latest moves by the Detroit Lions and what they mean for the future of the franchise. As many of you know, the future of a football team doesn't depend only on one successful season, but on the decisions made to build something bigger in the long run. Detroit seems to be at a critical crossroads at the moment, and the actions the front office takes in the next days and months will have a significant impact on how the team will be viewed in the years to come. The franchise, which has been striving to become a dominant force in the NFC, has already made some bold decisions, but now it's time to analyze how these moves can truly shape the team in the next chapters of this story. Have you ever wondered how a single season can alter the destiny of a franchise? In Detroit, the window for success is quickly closing, and every move the front office makes from here will be more crucial than ever. The team is already on an upward trajectory, but will the changes made by the front office be enough to propel the Lions to the top of the NFC and, eventually, to the Super Bowl? With the arrival of new players, a potential high-profile trade, and some bold draft picks, the team's future looks promising, but there are plenty of obstacles to overcome. The recent addition of Kyle Allen to the quarterback room and the search for a big name to reinforce the defense are not just roster moves. They reflect the ambitions of a team that doesn't want to be merely good but unbeatable. Let's start with the quarterback position. When Jared Goff arrived in Detroit, he was coming off a tumultuous period with the Rams, but he quickly established himself as the team leader, bringing stability to a position that had long been uncertain in Detroit. Goff proved reliable, playing every game for the past 3 seasons, something few quarterbacks can achieve in the NFL. However, the Lions front office seems to be preparing for the future, and the recent move regarding quarterbacks indicates that the franchise has a larger plan for the position. During the last season, the franchise made an interesting bet by naming Hendon Hooker as Goff's primary backup. Hooker, a young quarterback from college, was seen as the future. He has talent, the right mentality for the game, and many expected him to eventually become the successor to Goff. However, when the Lions made the unexpected decision to insert Teddy Bridgewater into the lineup over Hooker during the playoffs, this raised a lot of questions. If Hooker was truly the solution for the future, why would the team bring in Bridgewater, who had been focused more on coaching high school football than actually playing in the NFL? The decision to put Bridgewater in the game indicated that the franchise was starting to view Hooker differently, perhaps as a long-term piece who wasn't ready to fight for a starting spot anytime soon. Over time, the Lions continued to demonstrate that they weren't entirely convinced that Hooker was the answer for the immediate future, leading to the recent addition of Kyle Allen to the quarterback room. This move might seem like a simple backup change, but in reality, it carries much bigger implications. Allen is a veteran who, throughout his career, has played for several teams but has never managed to establish himself as a reliable starter in the NFL. He had a good season in Carolina in 2019 when he had the chance to start, but couldn't maintain consistent performance. After that, he spent time with Washington, Houston, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh, always as a backup, with a disappointing record as a starter 1-5. So, why did the Lions bring in Allen? For starters, he brings experience to the roster, which is important, especially given the unpredictability of the NFL. While Goff has been solid and reliable so far, football is a brutal and unpredictable game, and you never know when an injury can change the course of the season. The addition of Allen ensures that if something happens to Goff, Detroit will have an experienced quarterback ready to step in and keep the team competitive. But will Allen really provide the necessary security, or is he just an emergency option for a team that knows that, if all goes as planned, he won't see much playing time? And even more importantly, what does this mean for Hendon Hooker? Allen's arrival puts even more pressure on the young quarterback. Initially viewed as the future of the franchise, Hooker now finds himself competing with a veteran who has years of experience in the league. Detroit may be starting to accept that Hooker won't be the solution for the immediate future and that he may need more time to develop, or perhaps even be traded to a team that sees his potential. But the real question is, what will the Lions do if Goff goes down with an injury? Will Allen, with his limited experience, be enough to replace one of the most stable quarterbacks in the NFL in recent years? Moving to the other side of the ball, it's impossible to ignore the moves made on defense, which has been a major focus for the Lions. The team started the 2024 season with the addition of DJ Reed to replace Carlton Davis in the secondary, a move that showed Detroit was committed to improving its pass coverage. However, the real need for the team defensively isn't necessarily in the secondary, but on the defensive line. And this is where the search for a dominant pass rusher comes into play. Reed's addition is good, but the team needs more to truly become a defensive powerhouse. Currently, Marcus Davenport is slated to start alongside Aiden Hutchinson, but if you ask many analysts, Davenport is still not seen as the definitive solution. In terms of pass rush, he's shown flashes of his potential, but he's not the ideal answer for a team aiming for the Super Bowl. The real goal for the Lions is to find a player who can complement Hutchinson and create a fearsome defensive line, one that can pressure any NFL quarterback. This player is Trey Hendrickson, the pass rusher from the Cincinnati Bengals. Hendrickson is a name that could change the course of Detroit's future. He has been one of the most valuable defensive players for the Bengals, and his addition to Detroit could solidify the defensive line in a way the team has never seen before. The possibility of having Hendrickson next to Hutchinson would create one of the most formidable pass-rushing duos in the league, something the Lions have yet to establish consistently. But as with any NFL trade, this move won't be easy. The Bengals are asking for a steep price for Hendrickson. According to the latest reports, the asking price is at least a second-round pick in the draft, which is a significant cost for a team that is looking to reinforce multiple areas. On top of that, Hendrickson is seeking a contract worth over $30 million per year, which complicates the trade even further. The big question is it worth paying that price for a 31-year-old player who could be crucial to the team's success, but would also require significant financial commitments in the future? The answer to this question is where things get even more complicated. If the Lions decide to make this move, they'll be sacrificing significant resources to secure an elite pass rusher. Adding Hendrickson would push Detroit to a higher level defensively, but would also create financial challenges down the road. The issue isn't just paying for Hendrickson now, but how it would affect contract negotiations for other key players like Hutchinson and Kirby Joseph. Having two elite players on the defensive line could be the necessary step for the Lions to finally become an elite team in the NFL, but it's a sacrifice that could affect the team in the long run. What do you think of these moves? Are the Lions making the right decisions to ensure their success in the years to come? Or are these moves more risky than rewarding? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, as this is definitely a topic that will dominate Detroit fans' conversations in the coming weeks. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to Lions News Fan Report and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on the promising future of the Detroit Lions. See you next time.